Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Happy March 1st. It's the 1st of March. It's the 1st of another month. It's March. That's weird. If anyone else feels like it was just New Year's, know that you are not alone. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the room and get settled. We will start in just a moment. In the meantime, go ahead and listen to Erica in the background. For those of you who are new, hello, I am Soleil. It's nice to meet you. If you are returning, hey girl, hey boy, hey they. I am Soleil. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School and Mentorship Program. I'm cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. I am your weekly reader, and I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. You are tuning in. You've joined us for Weekly Wisdom or the Weekly Energy Reading. I don't remember what I titled it today. And this is where we all come together. Hey, Kodan. This is where we come together and I consult the cards just to see what the energy ahead of us has in store for us. It is the 1st of the month, so I hope that you have cleansed and put up your monthly protections. If you did not, try to make sure you do that before the night is over. I did my washes, did my smoke, did everything that I typically do. So I hope that for you all as well. Hello, Tamika Carlisle. Hello, La Berlin. Hello, Spencer. Hello, everyone who is joining us tonight. I love this song, but I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Green Eyes is Erykah Badu's best song. I don't care what nobody says. And I know it's like 40 days and 40 nights long, but that's part of what makes it dope. All the twists and turns within it. It's a perfect song, an absolutely perfect song. But again, happy March. Happy first day of March. Cleanse your home. Do whatever cinnamon ritual you typically do. Try to do that. Hey, Nicole. Hey, KFS. I'm really excited about March. I don't want to say too much about being excited about March because the last time I proclaimed that I was excited about a month, it took me through there. It really gave me the business. It was like, okay, you think you're excited? Hold my beer. Let me show you what's going on. But I am excited about this energy. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. As always, I'm going to start with the general reading. Then we'll go into the individual topics. Then I'll give you guys a little bit of updates about some things that I'm working on. And then I'll take questions from the audience if anybody has questions. So the thing that separates the thing that separates the Sunday readings from my specialized readings on Thursday or talks on Thursday is I'll take any question anybody in the audience has. So it doesn't need to be themed, but if anybody watched Astro Hour and is interested in getting those questions answered that I offered during Astro Hour, they will be available tonight too, okay? My oldest baby will be 18 this month. Girl, time is flying by. Time is flying by. My youngest, and I know he's not my child, but I feel like my nephews are my sons. My youngest is going to be 18 in July, and that every time I think about it, he's going to be 18 and he graduates this year. And I know I'm going to act a donkey. I know I'm going to embarrass myself with the amount of crying I'm going to do at his graduation. But I'm so excited. Alrighty, let's look into the energy. Oh, I can't believe I didn't talk about this when I did Astro Hour. But not only is Tuesday a total lunar eclipse, it's a portal. It's a 333 portal. Not a 333, but a 3-3 portal. So it's too short notice to do an activation in the Patreon. But again, even if you don't do I don't believe in doing manifestation work on lunar eclipses, but at least light a candle, right? Some sort of white candle or something, since there is a portal that day. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits work with me. Elevated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about the week of March 2nd through the 8th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will allow us to move through the next 7 to 10 days with mastery and grace? If there are any challenges, obstacles, breakthroughs ahead of us over this next week, give us wisdom and insight in how to prepare for them. Any wisdom shared about the energies crossing our paths is deeply appreciated. Yes, thank you, Kodan. Full moon, lunar eclipse is great for releasing. And that is what I encourage everybody to do. Not a great time to manifest, but it is a great time to get any big energy out, push things out, especially anything that no longer serves you or that has been creating any obstacles for you. Release it, release it, release it. Sphinxla, Thursday was Astro Hour. So I had one reading spread for the total lunar eclipse full moon on Tuesday, March 3rd. And then another spread to talk about what Mars's transit into Pisces, which actually starts in a few hours from now, starts tomorrow. Add another spread to talk about what that holds in store for people. So, but again, today is for general questions, but I'm also happy to take those or do those for people who want it as well. Oh, okay, I was right. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's at 3:33 a.m. That is dope. I love that. I love that. Okay. I may actually wake up at that hour just to welcome it in. That's so dope. Okay, let me pull a clarifier. Because every time, in certain cards, anytime I get them, I'm going to get a clarifier, okay? Ancestors, give us wisdom about the tower. Help us understand what the tower is trying to teach us. Because the tower card during the week of a lunar eclipse, powerful energy. Some of us have been putting too much power around our own spirituality and spiritual journey in the hands of other people. Some of us have been given wisdom about why it is we need to reflect over our own needs. And we're going to hit a wall, right? We're going to have a difficult experience. This total lunar eclipse is going to force us into recognizing our own power, whether we want to or not. It just is. Hello, Nicole. Are you there? I'll be at work. However, I will set out some water. Yeah. Hey, Nicole. What's going on? You said hello, question mark. I hope everything's okay. I hope you can still hear me. But yeah, tower clarified by the high priestess and the hermit. What have you been ignoring? What have you been ignoring? What has your intuition been highlighting? What wisdom have you been called to reflect over, to integrate, to really engage with? And have you been ignoring it? Because if you have, don't be surprised if this total lunar eclipse comes along and really shakes things up for you, rips something away from you that you are trying to make permanent, right? A lot of times when we are ignoring intuition, we're doing it from a place of selfishness, right? We don't want to pay attention to whatever wisdom it is Ori is trying to give us. that our ancestors are trying to give us, the spirit is trying to bring to us, and we're fighting it, right? And if you're fighting and avoiding, this can be a really, really tough week for you. That's just the reality. Here's the thing. Tower is an energy of love, whether we want to believe that or not, right? We focus so much on the chaos and the pain that is caused or done to our ego by having something snatched away from us. But again, it's only taking away things that are not meant to be permanent. So even though something is being ripped away from you, it's actually setting you up for a brighter future. Now, if those of you who are watching have had the discipline to be future focused, to release temporary pleasure in the interest of long-term gain, then you're probably going to be fine, right? And that's one of the biggest strong points of King of Pentacles, is that they are pretty disciplined about doing what they need to do, making the sacrifice they need to make in a moment, especially if they know it's going to bring them closer to bounty, to comfort, to accumulation in the future. This is a week where we are really focused on how our fear-based decision-making keeps us imprisoned, right? Again, going back to this energy of the tower, okay? Some of you guys are clinging to things that are not meant to be permanent because you move through a scarcity mindset, right? That fear-based thinking, that lack, that fear that you won't get the opportunity again, that there is so little available to you that you have to cling to things. That is a form of imprisonment, right? Any thought process we engage in that makes us think that our world is small is a form of imprisonment. And again, this total lunar eclipse is really, really going to force many of us to confront the ways in which we project our fears into reality. I just had this conversation with somebody earlier today in a reading. Yes, I'm still doing readings on Sunday, even though I said I was going to stop, right? If you move through life believing niggas ain't shit, or all men are predatory, or all men want to do is take, they don't want to give, you really cannot be surprised if those are the kind of relationships you have. But it's not just about relationships, right? I see this a lot of times with people that I work with that have money blockages. If you believe that money corrupts, but you believe you are a good person, do you think that that's an aligned energy, or do you think that that's an energy that's going to push money away from you and keep you in an energy where you are perpetually dealing with financial difficulty, right? It's definitely going to put you in a place where you are always pushing the energy and money away. So we got to be really careful this week. Those of us who have not, and I'm using collective language on purpose, those of us who have not gotten comfortable with letting shit go, who suffer from codependencies, right? Who try to cling and force permanence in situations that were meant to teach us something or be temporary, this is going to be a hard week for us. Again, because that lunar eclipse is clearing things out. Now, again, in that very loving parental Capricorn way, yes, it's pushing stuff out, pushing things away, but it's pushing things away to make space for blessings to come in. Ace of Pentacles under the tower. So yeah, you're going to lose something, but you're also going to gain something much more bountiful, right? So that is a blessing in and of itself. Yes, full hands cannot receive. Absolutely. I say that all the time. Bonjay's blessings fall into open hands. I just said that earlier today to somebody, right? So yeah, it sucks that you're having a tower moment. Yes, it sucks that you're having something ripped away. But what it is being replaced with is actually something much more beautiful and something that puts you in a position of bounty and progression and forward movement. It's something that allows you to have a new start, okay? It's something that is meant to take you out of this wounded warrior energy. Because that's something that's really interesting, again, about this tower. Again, I love the fact that it's clarified by the High Priestess and the Hermit. Because many of you guys have been getting those intuitive nudges. Spirit has been revealing to you for quite some time. that whatever this thing is that you've been clinging to, it's draining the hell out of you. It's really, really pulling away and stealing your energy, okay? And again, this week really, really forces you to release it. Because if you don't release it, you are going to continue to be in this perpetual victim energy, right? Because that's what the Nine of Wands truly is. It's the wounded warrior, yes. But the warrior is perpetually wounded because instead of pulling themselves out of battle and allowing themselves to heal, they're fetishizing their own resiliency, right? And that's a huge thing that people who are constantly victimized do. Instead of learning and altering behavior, they deify or fetishize or pedestalize their resilience. And it's a false sense of strength, right? All of this is happening so that you can move forward. All of this is happening to clear a path so that you can make steps closer to having the life that you want. Allowing opportunity for progression, right? That Three of Wands energy, that's stepping into new actions, stepping on a new path, right? Actually putting motion behind the things that you've been thinking about, planning for a while, right? So I love this energy for us, even though it's going to be uncomfortable for a couple of people. I love this. This eclipse is really setting us up to rip away the things that we no longer need. Even if we are actively deluding ourselves and denying our intuition in order to keep them around, doesn't matter how much you deny, doesn't matter how much you try to hide in the isolation of the hermit. There's a clearing happening. And that clearing of energy is preparing us to be able to receive something much better. Okay? Love that for us. Let's do money next. Money just feels right. Feels right to go on the money. We'll do money, then we'll do health, then we'll wrap up with love. Just saw a lightning bolt. This eclipse is about to be something. Ancestors, angels, to the master spirits who walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about the energy of money, the energy of prosperity and abundance over the next 7 days? Give us insight into the choices we need to make, the moves we need to take, anything we need to do to keep ourselves in alignment and in the good graces of the energy of money. What does the week of March 2nd through the 18th have in store for us as it relates to abundance and expansion? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Some of us are going to receive some massive blessings around the 13th of March. I don't know if you caught it, but twice I almost said March 13th. So I want a lot of you all to pay really close attention to what's going on in your life and what's happening up to and on the day of March 13th, okay? Oh, thank you. I like your I like your laugh, Mambo. Thank you. I think I have a goofy laugh, so I appreciate that you like it. Work with the energy of the third. It will make your tower moment easier. Absolutely. Thank you, Kodan. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to have Kodan on my live stream this Thursday. I think we're going to have some really amazing conversations. And she has a dog that's absolutely a gorgeous little baby. So I don't know if the doggy will make an appearance or not. I think that's me being I just need to get a dog. I need to get a dog. I need to let that happen. Hey, Jess. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Hey, Chantel. I don't know if I said hi to you already or not. If I didn't, hello. Hey, Tori. Good to see you. You guys, I put allspice and hibiscus in my simmer pot today, and it smells fantastic. It smells like a really delicious, like, punch. And now I'm kind of craving, I wish I had made a fruit punch. Let's see. Spirit, give us wisdom about this Five of Swords. Help us understand what the Five of Swords is trying to tell us about our relationship with money this week. This is a week where you got to be focused on your saving over your spending. It's also a week where it's a good idea not to talk to people about your finances. Yeah, don't talk to people about your finances. You are trying to make some big moves with your money, many of us sometime around the summer. Yeah, a lot of financial responsibilities happening July through August for many of us that are tuning in right now. And that's a huge part of the reason why you need to be saving right now. The way that you save right now in March is going to dictate the way that you experience your July and August. Spirit is making that very, very clear, right? There's also going to be some opportunities for work or side projects coming into a couple of our lives. Even if you feel tired, take them. Take them anyway. You'll be grateful that you took them, okay? This is a week where you got to be really ambitious about your money. So it's not so much that there is no opportunity to make money, it's that you have to go after it. You have to seek it. And you also have to be really confident. There are some of you all who have things that you're working on in terms of financial expansion, and you are comfortable with being in the emotions of it, and you're comfortable with doing this, but you're not doing a lot of movement. There's not a lot of motion happening. And so this is a week where your finances are reflected in your ambition, right? But don't waste, right? Save more than you spend this week. Be very deliberate about that, right? I know sometimes I can be hard on the energy of the Four of Pentacles, but Four of Pentacles is not a bad energy at all. It's saying that you need to save. It's saying that you need to sit still, right? Now, we can sometimes go too far with the Four of Pentacles energy and be so fearful of not being able to accumulate or have enough that we get a little miserly. But low key, some of us have been a little too swift with the hand we're being a little too impulsive, right? With our spending lately. So now would be a really good time to reel it back in and to save in a way that may feel excessive in the beginning, but will be of our benefit later, right? And that is because instead of being impulsive, we need to be prepared for the opportunities that are going to pick up for us. Because that's another side of the energy of the Eight of Wands, right? That's stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That being able to move with the flow and ride the wave of opportunities when they pop up, right? Some of you guys, if you keep spending in this emotional way that you have been, you're not going to have money for opportunities when they pop up. What if somebody invites you to a conference and you don't have money to pay for the ticket, right? So think about how your money positions you in order to be able to take advantage when opportunities come to you. You will be deeply grateful if you allow yourself to move that way. Gratitude, wish fulfillment, right? So that's what I mean when I say that this week is about our relationships, our ambition, and how that really positions us for financial success, right? And I love that this message is coming up through the Chariot, because what is the Chariot able to do? They're able to pivot. They are more committed to the execution of the goal than they are about what they look like hitting the goal, right? So if they hit a bump in the road, if they have an experience that pulls them in different directions, they're going to maneuver, right? They're going to figure out a way to be ambitious. They're going to figure out a way to hit the target, okay? So yeah, you may have overspent. You may have done some pleasure spending. You may have lost track of your money, that doesn't mean that you can't pivot and get track of it again, right? And that's why the Chariot is here. I love that for us. That's further confirmed through the Five of Swords, right? I love that this is under the Four of Pentacles. Now, that doesn't feel good, but the wisdom of this being under the Four of Pentacles is really good for us. Rather than being wrapped up in what you've overspent or what you've lost or the fact that things aren't adding up the way that you want them to, really figure out what you need to do to pivot so that you can pull yourself out of this energy. It's going to require that you move differently going forward. But as long as you move forward and as long as you heed the wisdom and the advice that you're receiving, you will hit a better target. So you don't have to be in the space of tightness that you feel like you're in. Also, being ready for the way that your community is going to pour into you. Again, we talked about that Eight of Wands, being ready for opportunities to come out of nowhere. Some of you guys are going to be offered opportunities for collaboration in your community with people that you really trust. That's another reason why you want to be ready, right? It doesn't matter if somebody comes to you with an amazing idea for, an in-person event or a retreat. You want to be, again, Eight of Wands, you want to be the person that can offer in equal measure, right? But there are opportunities coming forward. So even if you feel like things aren't going great right now, doesn't mean that it has to continue to not go great. Move forward into the future, believing that things can change, and be ready to take advantage of these opportunities for collaboration, right? I love the fact that we are going to end the week feeling really confident, right? Not only are we going to feel confident, we're going to feel like we are in control, but we have to act like it too, right? Because what's one of the things about the King of Wands? He is the successful businessman that he is because he's capable of being able to promote himself. He has his elevator speech on deck. He is not shy about talking about why he's the biggest, the best, the biggest, the largest. What's the lyrics to that song? He is very confident. And yeah, opportunities are going to present themselves for you this week. But they're also competitive opportunities, right? So if you can't express why you're the biggest, the best, the largest, the most qualified, it doesn't really matter. Where are you in terms of your ability not only to lead, but to show people why they need your leadership? How are you working to enroll people into your vision, right? And some of you, especially those of you who are going after promotion, who are trying to enter collaborations, you need to be really, really confident with your marketing and how it is you're talking to people, because that matters. Doesn't matter how smart you think you are. If you can't promote that intelligence with confidence, it's going to fall on deaf ears. There's a lot of really smart, shy people out in the world, and it's not getting them anywhere. Go after your ambitions gleefully. Knight of Wands, the initiator, right? This doesn't have to be a boring thing. This doesn't have to be a burdensome thing. Aries are joyful about being the initiator. They're excited to rush into an experience. It actually brings them a great deal of happiness, right? So when it comes to money this week, make sure that you are saving more than you're spending, absolutely. But if you are trying to expand, if you want growth, you have to be ready to advertise. You have to be ready to speak confidently about what you want and what you have. And you also can't be somebody who gets so wrapped up and distracted by your mistakes, by what you may have lost in the past. Because that, I love Chariot. This is one of my favorite cards in the whole deck. That's what makes them so powerful. It's not that they don't hit bumps in the road. They absolutely hit them. They have losses just like anybody else. But they're not going to let the losses make them stagnate. This is that Aaliyah, first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again energy, right? This is, okay, yeah, I fell off the bike, but I got to get up and I'm going to put this peroxide on my knee and I'm going to get back on this motherfucker, right? If you want increase financially, this is where you have to be. These are the people that win, okay? Also, I just want to make note, 7 cards, because I was supposed to pull 6, but I pulled 7 by accident. And then 2 clarifiers. So that means 9 cards. Of the 9 cards I pulled, there's only 1 pentacle. Your relationship with money and your ability to have prosperity this week has nothing to do with the amount of what's in your bank at this moment. Know that. In fact, the only pentacle card is saying don't be out here spending a whole bunch of bullshit. A lot of us are not where we want to be financially because we're not doing enough. Wands. This whole reading was damn near all wands. Wands and a couple cups. So what are you doing, right? This is something I have to talk about. Again, I'm a prosperity priestess. I've done a lot of work with financial trauma recovery. This is a conversation I have to have with people all the time. Okay, you lit the candle. You did the ritual. You did the working. You lit the lamp. You went to the river. You went down to the bank. You went to the courthouse. You went wherever you needed to go. And now what? And now what? What is the action you're going to put behind everything you asked Spirit for? How are you going to show up in terms of being a person that matches everything you asked for? That's the energy of the 9 of Cups, right? Yes, it's gratitude and wish fulfillment, but it's as a result of action you put into place. Responding to Spirit to make sure that those cups are full, right? So that is the money reading for the week. Let's look into what's going on with our health this week. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need in regards to our spiritual, physical, and mental health and wellness this week? Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about our health, our habits, our environments, the way we speak, the way we show up in the world? How does it all impact our holistic health? If there are any challenges, breakthroughs, or lessons related to our mind, body, and soul, our holistic health over the next 7 days, highlight them now so that we know how to best protect and prepare ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Sanidra, good to see you. Yep, this came up for me this weekend, confirmation. I'm glad to hear that, Tori. I'm not going to lie. That's one of those spreads where I felt a little called out too. It's like, okay, well, all right, I hear you. I got to stop hiding. I got to figure out a way to be a little bit more present. I was thinking about that earlier today when I was talking to a friend. I feel like I go live a lot, but I really don't. 2 days a week is really not a lot. A lot of the bigger channels, tarot channels here on YouTube, some of these people are going live 4 or 5 times a week. Now, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I'm very much an extroverted introvert. So I'm going to have to figure out some sort of way to be a little bit more present that feels authentic to me. That is a very interesting card. Let's see. I'm going to clarify with Cleo today. Ancestors, what is the 7 of Swords telling us about our health? Intuitively, I think the 7 of Swords is talking about how some of us are burning the wick at both ends and actively being in denial. about the level of exhaustion that we actually feel or deal with. But let's see. Yeah. Not resting enough, not spending enough time at home. Some of us are going to have a crash this week, unfortunately. We're going to hit a wall. There's a health issue, someone who's watching that you have been ignoring, and it is related to you doing too much. You not resting. Four of Wands. You're not spending enough time in the home. You're not evaluating your foundational patterns around your health, ignoring what needs to be done and what you've been called to do for quite a long time. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is one of the clarifiers, right? We often think about the positive aspects about the Wheel of Fortune, which is the will being in our favor, but it's just fated moment, right? So whatever you've been ignoring around your health, it's actually going to catch up with you this week, right? And your spirits have been low-key trying to tell you for a minute that you've been getting symptoms, you've been getting signs, but you've been ignoring them. Again, fucking hard-headed, right? And a lot of it has to do with stress. A lot of it has to do with not handling your stress right. You know, what is one of the things we know about Queen of Swords when she's in debilitation? Embittered, that energy of implosion, right? So really figure out a way to have healthier boundaries. And here's the thing about the Queen of Swords. We think when we talk about healthy boundaries, we think about healthy boundaries with other people. But for some of us, it's healthy boundaries with ourselves, right? The card that fell out while I was shuffling was the Devil card. So a part of what people are struggling with their health this week is some of you guys have not had good control over your vices, right? Whether it's drinking too much, whether it's overeating, whether it's smoking too much weed. If you're smoking weed right now, I'm envious. I've not had marijuana in 2 months. This has been one of the longest fasts I've had from it, and I wish I could say that I don't miss it. But all jokes aside, part of the reason why this fell out in the shuffle is because this is a week where, unfortunately, chickens are going to come home to roost, right? And for some of you, when we think about the vices, we think about, the quote-unquote pleasurable stuff. We think about, weed, food, drink. Some of you maybe even sex, but again, with that Seven of Swords, a lot of you, the vice is overcommitment. The vice is being everybody mama or being everybody daddy. The vice is being stretched thin. You are so addicted to being booked and busy that you are literally betraying yourself. You're fucking up your own health because it looks impressive to always have something to do, but you only have one body. And if you wear yourself thin, then you're not even going to be able to continue to do these things that you brag about, right? And here's the other thing. The people that love you and fuck with you, they really don't want to even see you wear yourself thin like that. They don't gain pleasure in seeing you worn out. It actually hurts them and stresses them out a little bit. So rather than being the person that has to do everything for everybody else, sit your ass down and let people pour into you this week. There are people that'll take the burden off of you. They have no problem with doing it. You are a part of their community that they love and they want to see you thrive. And part of that being able to thrive is that you need to be here for a while to have the good memories and build the traditions with them that they want to have. They want to see you okay. So let them nurture you. You don't have to answer everything. You don't have to do every fucking thing. And here's the thing. Some of us are used to burning the wick at both ends because we have the false, tell them, spirit. I hear you. We have the false belief that being able to do everything and conquer everything is what makes us powerful. That's not true. Remember that the emperor encompasses everything, every element of each king. So that means the emperor has an aspect of the King of Swords as well. And what is the King of Swords? The strategist. What is the King of Cups? The compassionate leader. Part of being a good leader, part of understanding how to navigate your divine masculine is having the discipline to understand when you are doing too much and when you need to pull back, right? The divine masculine is about discipline. And are you going to be disciplined enough with yourself to understand that the overgiving is literally taxing your health? What protections, again, divine masculine, what protections are you going to put in place to make sure that you don't burn yourself out? This is why the Emperor is coming up. Rationalization strategy. How are you going to reflect over your routines to make sure that you actually have healthy boundaries in place so that when you feel burnout creeping up, you know how to pull back responsibly? These are all things related to the Emperor energy, okay? I didn't do a nail check. Let me get through this reading and then I'm going to do my nail check, okay? Because I just got these yesterday and they're really cute. All right. But we end with the Five of Swords. So some of us are going to hit a wall this week. We are. Fortunately, it is not a wall that is going to kill us. Right? And at the end of the day, you didn't die, right? You didn't die. It's an opportunity for you to reevaluate your strategy and pivot so you don't continue to victimize yourself or be victimized by your environment, right? But this is a week where we really got to look at all of our vices and our addictions. And for a lot of you who are tuning in, either in live or in the replay, your addiction may not be food or drink. It may not be sex. It may not be shopping. You may be addicted to appearing busy. You may be addicted to solving everybody else's problems and being a fixer. And you got to really figure out, what am I numbing through being that way? And is it really worth the tax and the toll that it has on my health? Okay? I feel exposed. That's the second reading where I feel exposed, Aisha. I don't like this. I'm fine when I come on here and I'm reading for everybody else. I don't like it. But yeah, I think a lot of us who are watching, again, either live or in the replay, can really identify with that. And release them. Evaluate and release is the theme this week. I agree 1,000%, Kodan. I agree 100%. Jess, I feel like I hit a wall this weekend. Okay, well, I hope that you spend this time this week really thinking about what you need to do to reevaluate. Again, in Kodan's words, release, evaluate, and release. That's really important this week. Okay, so nail check before we wrap up with the love reading. You guys see? They may be a little too shiny, but I got cat eye flowers. I don't know how many of you guys know what cat eye polish is, but it's like a really shimmery, sparkly polish. But yeah, I love them. And then the color scheme really gives me Lisa Frank with the purple and the teal and all that. So yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for indulging me. Thank you for letting me do that. Okay. All right. Let's do our love reading. And then we'll do updates and readings from the audience. Or readings for the audience. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about love, romance, relationships, and matters of the heart during the week of March 2nd through the 8th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will allow us to have the experiences of love we want to have and be experienced by those we want to love on and to love us? If there are any challenges or breakthroughs in this area of life, reveal them to us now so that we know how to best protect and prepare ourselves for what's ahead. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Nero, good to see you. Hey, Tiffany. If it's been a while, especially for those who are single, you know what? I'm not even gonna keep it to single people, because I think sometimes, especially when you're married or in a relationship, it's good to take these little inventories, right? This is a really good week to write out a list, you know, of what you want from love, right? I say this to people all the time, and I see this a lot in the one-on-one readings that I do with people. Um, we know that we want love, or we know that we're grateful to be in a relationship, but we can fall into ruts and stagnation because we're not asking ourselves how we want to feel, right? We're not asking ourselves who we want to be. And I think, well, this is the card that fell out. Hey, sweet integrity. Thank you so much for being here. That's my buddy. That's my good friend, Rosalind. I'm so happy she's here. Um, Two of Wands, the vision board, the planning for the future, the writing out what it is you actually want to see in your life, want to feel. It's really important. And I think a lot of us are overdue for that, right? Especially when I see the first card of this spread, right? It's really important that we get clear on not just what we want from a relationship, but how we want to feel and how we want to make our lover feel, right? All of that. Get clear on it. Write it down. The more clear you are about it, not only is it easier to call it in, but it's easier to walk away from things that don't feel like and match that, right? I think when we're not clear, that's what keeps us in situationships or back and forths that don't serve us. Because we spend a lot of time, we waste a lot of time spinning our wheels and being like, is this normal? Does this feel? No. No, when you're clear on who you are and what you want, it's easy for you to walk away from things that are not in alignment with it. So give yourself that opportunity. Again, because part of the difficulty that a lot of us are dealing with is that we stay in situations, right? We stagnate in things that don't serve us. And so we have one foot in the door, one foot out. That Two of Swords energy of feeling pulled in one direction, feeling like logic is telling us one thing and our intuition is telling us another, right? And this only happens when we're unclear about what we want. And again, what happens when we're in Two of Swords energy? We stall, we stagnate, we avoid, and we let things choose us that are not in alignment with us, right? So when it comes to love, get really, really clear about what you want. It makes it so much easier to actually manifest it, right? You end up putting your magic, you end up putting your spiritual energy towards the right things, the aligned things, right? Again, that high priestess energy, that alchemical energy of knowing and being tapped into your intuition, but harnessing that to call in something that's aligned with you and your spirits, right? And also, it's going to make it easier for you to call in generosity. We end up in situations that tax us when we act like we don't know what we want. What are we pretending not to know? Some of you all know that you want to be with a generous lover, right? And when I say a generous lover, I don't mean rich, because generosity doesn't even have to be about money or material things, right? The charity energy, the energy of somebody who's pouring into you, who's making sure that your needs are met, who's doting on you. You really, really, really want that. But you're spending all this time hemming and hawing, going back and forth, trying to convince yourself that maybe, that Two of Swords energy is what, when you hyperfixate on potential, that's what puts you in that stagnation. And we don't need that right now. We need people that are going to love us, pour into us in the ways that we need and desire. Now, and I love that this is coming up, because this is actually something, if the ladies who were a part of the 222 portal activation are here, you guys probably remember, I'm seeing hearts actually, which is crazy while my eyes are closed. I'm seeing white hearts in particular. Those who were with us for the 222 activation portal, this was actually a conversation we ended up having. Don't let people rush you into shit. This is not a time to confuse chemistry with compatibility, right? We got to be really careful about the love bombers. We got to be really careful about the future fakers, right? And that's a huge part of the reason why this Six of Pentacles is coming up. What are people showing you through their actions? Who's willing to pour into you even if they have to slow down and take their time? If somebody is trying to rush you or force a connection or bulldoze over you in order to get what they want out of you, that is a red flag. Pay attention to that, right? Again, this is why that Two of Wands fell out. If you write that down as a thing that you know that you don't want to deal with, it's going to be easier to recognize it when it happens and to not let that Knight of Swords run you over, okay? Evaluation, moving slowly, paying attention to people's habits, right? Knight of Pentacles, that sniper energy. That's really important for you when it comes to love and romance right now. Moving slowly, paying attention, being observant. Again, because you're only going to notice if somebody is generous or if they're a taker who wants to run you over. If you slow down, if you give yourself time, if you pay attention to the details. One of my favorite poems, the first line in it is love is in the details. And that's true. Love is in the details. Is this person opening doors for you? Are they asking you how you're doing and actually listening? Or is it just a segue for them to trauma dump on you? Are you leaving your exchanges with them feeling emboldened and enlivened? Or are they draining all of your energy? You're only going to notice, you're only going to be able to understand these things if you slow down and evaluate. Okay? When it comes to love and romance, this is a week of temperance. This is a week of stillness, meditative stillness. What information do you get to take in when you slow down and pay attention? When you meditate and sit in stillness and observe how your body feels, how your energy feels, how this person makes you feel after interactions, that's going to get you closer to the kind of love and relationship that you want. And again, this isn't just for the single people. This is in your own relationships. Slow down. Does it feel off? Does it feel like something strange is afoot? If so, that means you got to alter, you got to pivot, you got to re-strategize, right? I love this for us. Love that love reading. All right. I am now at the end of the overall reading for the week. I'm going to give some updates before I start taking questions from the audience. What are the updates? What are the updates? Oh, okay. Patreon members. I will have the updated course schedule posted on Patreon by tomorrow morning. As some of you know, I was not able to teach last week due to some personal reasons. So I did have to reschedule the cotton class. And I'm also going to be rescheduling the other class. What was the other class I was teaching? I already forgot. I have to reschedule the other class that I was going to be teaching. I also have a class that I'm going to be teaching at the end of the month about how to make a laundry rinse for your clothes. I have several clients. You guys know that I do in-person home cleanings now. I do home blessings and home cleansings. And in working with some clients that I know really, really love to thrift, I have crafted a laundry rinse for people who like to thrift, all right? We know that everything has an energy. And if you're going to buy things secondhand, you really, really need to learn how to properly cleanse and enchant the things you bring into your home. So the laundry rinse class is going to be taught through the Patreon, along with the cotton class and along with whatever the fuck that other class is that I can't remember right now. But those will all be taught. And so make sure you are a member of the Patreon if you are interested in participating in those things, okay? If you feel called to fast from anything over the next few days, do it, friends. I agree. I think fasting right before an eclipse is a really, really smart idea, right? Because anytime you're doing a big energetic release, making sure that your energy is clean and clear is really, really good. So if you aren't already fasting for Ramadan or for Lent, definitely take Kodan's advice and make sure that you fast over the next few days. I don't know what you're responding to, Nicole, but I whatever it is, I agree. But yeah, that's pretty much. No, that's not pretty much it. Road opening ritual with me and Hunti Kodan. We are offering that. It's going to be March 30th through April 3rd. Deadline to sign up is March 28th. If you've never done a road opening ritual, if you don't really know what road opening is, three ways you can figure that out. Hunti Kodan has a class that she taught on road opening, which is brilliant. Buy that class from her. Join the WhatsApp link below. We're going to be explaining, little things about road opening in the coming weeks leading up to the ritual in the intake group. Also, come back on Thursday. We are going to be talking about road opening work, right? She's going to be joining me. It's part of my happy hour. And so you'll be able to ask her. She's kind of a road opening expert. She's been consulting me and my girls on road opening for a couple months now, and I've learned a tremendous amount from her. So that's part of the reason why I'm collaborating with her on this ritual, as well as why I'm going to have her on the channel on Thursday. So make sure you're here Thursday at 8 o'clock to witness part of our conversation, okay? Every month I do try to offer a discounted reading. And so in light of the fact that we are doing a road opening working, I do have a Pathways, activation consultation reading that's going to be $85 this month. So again, if you're curious about road opening, if you want to know that you would benefit from road opening, don't hesitate to book a consultation with me. What else? Sacred Alignment, my retreat in San Diego is going to be in July. I keep forgetting to advertise that more here on the channel. But if you are interested in joining me in San Diego for 3 days of hoodoo healing, make sure you join the link below to learn more about the ritual. It's beautiful. It's my favorite thing. I've been doing rituals since the summer of, retreats since the summer of 2024. They've all been beautiful. I've loved them tremendously. So if you are interested in joining us, click that link to learn more. I think that's all for updates for right now, because I feel like I'm working on other stuff, but my brain's a little fried. I can't remember everything. So I'm going to just go ahead. Oh, the cleansing services. Yeah, I haven't advertised them yet. It's just been word of mouth. Each one, I've done 4 so far. Each one has been totally different. I literally show up to people's houses, do a spiritual diagnosis or assessment of the spiritual energy in the house. If there's anything that needs to be cleansed or rebuked, I take the time to do it. And then I handcraft a bunch of supplies for the client that I leave them with. And yeah, I don't know how to advertise it. It's something that started last year, just as a result of a friend saying, hey, there's something fucked up in my house, help me. And yeah. Right now it's local only, unless you're willing to fly me out to you. So the 2 that I've done in California, those people flew me out there. And I know that's a big ask, but I mean, I got to get to you. As I start traveling in the summer, because I am going to be in California for a while in the summer. I'm going to be in DC, and I'm also going to be in Seattle. So during the summer, I will put out a call for people in those areas in case they want services. But Yeah, I mean, I really just don't even know how to advertise this thing yet. I see you, Tori. I'm gonna get your question, but people asked me about the service, so I wanted to answer that. Um, Nicole, I see that you sent a love offering as well. So let me know if you have a question. I'm gonna answer Tori first. And then Nicole, if you would like a reading, just let me know. Tiffany, I see that you sent a love offering as well. So we'll do Tori, then Tiffany, and then Nicole, if you have a question, just let me know. All right, Aisha, in the summer, I'm going to be in DC in August. So we'll touch base closer to my time in DC. And then if that's something that you want to link up and do, I would totally love to come through and do a home alignment for you. Would absolutely love to do that for you. But Tori said, and Tiffany, go ahead and submit. Oh, thank you, Nicole. That's really kind of you. Tiffany, okay, Tiffany has her question already. So I'm gonna do Tori, then Tiffany, and if there's anyone else that would like a reading, send your love offering. Again, we're doing general readings, but if you would like the Lord God. I have so many thoughts running through my head right now. But if you would like the lunar eclipse reading or the Mars and Pisces reading, go ahead and send your love offering and just put that in the comments, okay? For how good you are with spiritual protection, flying you out is very reasonable and expected. Thank you. I appreciate that tremendously, and I will accept that humbly. I'm trying to get better about taking compliments. So I appreciate you, and I love you, and I thank you for saying that. I needed to hear it. I get nervous about advertising things like that because it's not the most financially accessible service, and I fear that if I advertise it, it'll scare people away. So I've just been relying on word of mouth around it so far. But Tori said, my ex-friend recently tried to reach out to me. I left that friendship two years ago for safety reasons. What are his intentions? Okay. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. Tori had to leave a friendship 2 years ago for her safety. This ex-friend is now reaching out, and she wants to understand what this person's intentions are. What are their intentions? Should she engage, or is it best for her to keep her boundaries up? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm going to read the cards that fell out, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. So in my true Taurus self, and this is why you always got to listen to the spirits, and you have to pay attention to what the spirits are saying, not what you as an individual feels. Because true Taurus me wants to be like, no, fuck that. You cut them off, keep them cut off, right? But spirit is showing that they have done some forward movement and forward development. They still have a long way to go, right? Because 3 of Wands is the initial steps, okay? So I'm not going to say that they fully changed because they haven't. They've only taken the initial steps. But this is someone who has started the process of moving forward. And in that process of moving forward, they've come to realize how they fucked up and they want to make an offering to you. They would love to make some sort of apology to you, okay? That's what I'm seeing is their intentions. I also think that this is a person that genuinely had a lot of love for you, right? Because the Knight of Cups is the card of the lover. I'm not saying that love is inherently romantic, because it may not be, but I think that they realize that they fucked up something with somebody that they have a lot of admiration for, and there's a feeling of regret and a desire to reconcile. I do get double meaning from the Fool card, so I'm gonna be honest, right? Traditional meaning of the Fool, somebody who's moving forward, who's taking big risks. Those big risks having high reward, right? But also Spirit is saying if talking to them is gonna make you feel foolish, listen to that feeling, right? But to answer your question about what their intentions are, they're starting the process of maturation. They're starting the process of moving forward. And in reflecting, they realize what they've lost and they want to make an offering, a peace offering to you. I think that's genuinely what they want. I think that's genuinely how they feel. Um, the other thing is that they recognize that they are taking a risk in reaching out to you, right? So I just want to say that as well. They understand that reaching out to you is risky. They know what they did. You know, people aren't stupid. They're aware. And so that's what I'm seeing. I hope that that answered your question, Tori. Rosalind, if you have a question, just let me know. Go ahead and put it in the comments and I will answer it. If there's anyone else that has a question, go ahead and send your love offering in and I will get to it after Tiffany, okay? Tiffany said, how do my ancestors want me to spiritually prepare for this move into my next home? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors, what wisdom does Tiffany need about the move into her new home? What does she need to know? What do her spirits want her to do to prepare for it? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You're welcome, Tori. I hope that that was helpful. Again, if anyone else has a question, go ahead and submit your love offering. You can get a general question, a Mars and Pisces transit question, or a lunar eclipse in, was it Virgo? I forget where the eclipse is taking place. Yeah, Tori said congrats on your new apartment, Tiffany. Yes, congratulations. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Five of Pentacles? What wisdom is the Five of Pentacles here to give, Tiffany? Really focus on getting your home in order in a way that's going to allow you peace and the opportunity to rest. You are really grateful for your new apartment, but you do have some scarcity mindset people around you who will either... I remember when I moved into the place I live in now, which is actually in a really thriving neighborhood in Atlanta. Not to brag or be weird, but like I love my apartment. I like where I'm at, right? I remember when I first moved in, somebody who does not even have their own apartment was like, well, you're not even moving into a house. Why am I bringing that up? You have some poverty mindset people around you who may not allow you to have joy and gratitude around your move. So in terms of what you need to do to prepare yourself for this move, A, focus on your rest. Moving is tough. It takes a lot out of you. So if you can take a day out off of work or something after the move is over, give yourself permission to do so that you can rest and feel good, okay? Don't talk to anybody that's going to try to throw salt on what you've just done with your move. Five of Pentacles, poverty mentality, poverty mindset. People who will say mean, nasty little shit, underhanded shit, or say things to pull on your emotions to make you feel bad about your moment, right? I know these cards are upright, but I'm getting the energy of their debilitations, right? And what do we know about the King of Swords? Verbally abusive, verbally manipulative, will say mean things to make you feel bad. Also, King of Cups, emotionally codependent, will emotionally manipulate a person, right? Don't engage with those people because they're only going to steal your moment and steal your joy. You have an obligation, Wheel of Fortune, to really meet the energy of this blessing, right? The wheel is in your favor. Things are really turning around for you. So, in order to, again, recuperate and restore and heal in preparation for this new chapter ahead of you, what your spirits want you to do is not focus on other people. Really just focus on getting your home in order. Focus on taking a day off to rest after the move. And don't really pick up no phone calls from people that you know are going to say some weirdo shit to steal your joy. Okay? All right. So Sweet Integrity has a question. I'm going to answer their question, and then I want anyone else, if there's anyone else who has a question that they want me to answer, go ahead and send your 888 love offering via my Cash App or my PayPal scrolling below. Yes, congratulations to you. Really excited for you, Tiffany. I can't wait to hear more about it once you're settled in. How do my ancestors feel about my current love interest? I'm tempted to hide out in overthinking and shadow work. Let's see. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. How do Rosalind's ancestors feel about her current love interest? What do they think of this young man? How do they feel about him as a worthy match for Rosalind? Is there anything they want to reveal to her at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Definitely resonate. My dad was being so negative because he doesn't want me to leave. That combination, so it was spot on. It was spot on. King of Swords and King of Cups together. That makes total sense. Ow. I'm so mad, but I'm going to say it because I just heard it. He going to have to get over it because you getting your back cracked this summer and you couldn't do that in your daddy's house. So so he's just gonna have to deal with it. They like him, Rosalind. They really like him. He's gonna be a contribution to your life. He's definitely gonna be somebody that helps you in terms of taking certain burdens off of your life. But he also is, like, in addition to being attractive, he has big dick energy. Very confident, very charismatic. So they think he's handsome. That's definitely something that they feel about him. They think he's charming and that he's handsome. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So this, again, Ten of Wands in reverse is actually good energy because it represents somebody who's going to take burdens off of your shoulders, right? Who's going to lighten the load for you. And we love that. We love a man who is not going to bring burden into our lives. So you absolutely deserve. I really love this last card. He's a very unapologetic person. And you are, and I'm cheating a little bit because I'm your friend. You are an unapologetic person, but there's a softie that lives within you. So sometimes you do engage in just a little bit of self-betrayal. I think being around somebody like him, who's very much, I don't give a fuck, I'm very much focused on my personal elevation, he's going to really put a battery in your back. And it's really going to bring even more of that sorry, not sorry energy out of you, right? So this is a really good, really, really, they like him. You in trouble. You got a good one. You can't run from this one. They done bought you somebody that's actually worth it. Yeah, I like this for you. I really, really love this for you. Look at my girl. Alrighty, well, I don't see any more questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. He made me melt like a popsicle. And I was appalled. She said I was appalled. I've been there before. I've been there before. Like, how dare you make me like you? Who told you you had permission to make me like you? I like that. I love that for you. I absolutely love that for you. All right. Well, this was fun tonight. We had some fun. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you come back Thursday at 8 o'clock. Me and Codan are gonna do a happy hour segment. We're gonna shoot the ish while educating you about road opening work, and we may talk about a few celebrities, politicians, public figures that we think could use or benefit from some road opening work. I think that'll be a fun way to introduce the concept to those of you who may not be as familiar with it. In the meantime, make sure you join the link below for Pathways to Power, so that way you can learn more in the intake group about the nature of the specific ritual that we are going to be offering. And until then, I'll see you guys all on Thursday. Take care. Good night. Bye.